Artist Pathania is an MLA from the BJP in the Jammu and Kashmir legislature. Today we saw him being dragged as well. Good evening, Mr. Pathania. Good to see you safe and sound. Umesh Talashi is a spokesperson of the National Conference, and Aditya Gupta is a PDP candidate from Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Pathania, my question is very simple, and for obvious reasons, I'm coming to you first.
Please.
Point is, the PDP can bring in its own resolution. The Jammu and Kashmir Assembly can pass resolution after resolution after resolution, seeking its special status back, etc., etc. Fact is, it's all rhetoric. Resolution pass karne se to kuch nahi hota, right? It's all rhetoric, we know that. Then why did you create this hangama on the floor of the House today?
Yes, Shreya, first of all, a very good evening to everybody on board. The biggest threat to democracy in Jammu and Kashmir, that is the National Conference. And another insult to injury is the Speaker, Janab Abdul Rahim Rathod Sahab. Coming right to direct at the heart of your question, the enlisted businesses only governor's address. No business is enlisted, no resolution is enlisted in a split of a second. A resolution is fished out by the Honorable Speaker from his pocket. One minister says, I move, another says, I second, and the Honorable Speaker says that put it to vote, and he says, my respectful submission remains that Assembly is debarred from discussing an issue which is already settled by the apex court, not only morally and legally. This is as per the Assembly rules of procedure also. So once an issue has already been dealt by the Indian Parliament, once that issue has been settled by the Honorable Supreme Court of India,
I understand all of that.
The Speaker and the National Conference, without any enlisted agenda, we need to discuss and debate. We never. Let me clarify. I'll go through the headline.
No. I understand that. I understand that.
We wanted to discuss. We want to debate. Please. We want to discuss. Nobody's ready to hear us. They're not ready to hear us. Nobody's hearing us. Today also we started with the discussion. Our LOP started the first leg of the argument. Yesterday, I started to make my point in the House, but they just create a show. Today only, when we tried to put across our point, when MLA was asked, he put out a banner that we want Article 370 back and all something like that. From the ruckus started.
No.
You see, there is a virtual martial law. There is a
Mr. Pathania, my question to you is simple.
Please, madam.
No, my question was simple. Question was simple. I am saying that the resolutions passed in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly are rhetorical. उनसे कुछ होने वाला तो है नहीं.
No,
Special status वापस तो मिलने नहीं वाला है. Article 370 will not be gotten back to Jammu and Kashmir.
Absolutely not.
So they are doing rhetoric, and then you are doing rhetoric for the camera as well. That's my limited point. Playing to the gallery.
Absolutely not, Shreya. That so-called resolution is as good as a paper in a trash bin. But the point remains that the dignity and decorum of the House has been taken for a ride without any enlisted business, against the rules of the procedure, against the bar put by the Constitution of India, against the law passed by the Parliament of India. You have put out a resolution. We say we are ready to discuss and debate. We are ready to discuss. We are ready to oppose the very introduction of that so-called resolution, but they are not allowing us to do. There is a martial law prevailing in the Assembly.
Umesh Talashi.
My point remains that you might have seen how marshals have been acting.
I understand the point you're making.
Also. Please.
We saw the pictures. Umesh Talashi, come in here. You're spokesperson of the National Congress. Umesh Talashi, please come into this debate. You're spokesperson of the National Conference. You have heard what the BJP MLA is saying here. All right, he's saying this is martial law in the Assembly. The NC is not letting us speak on a resolution we have every right to speak about, etc., etc. Now, the fact is, if the BJP is playing to the gallery, so is the NC and so is the PDP. Because as everyone knows, resolutions passed in assemblies like this have actually no meaning. Chalo, you play to galleries as much as you wish to. My point is, कि भाई 6 साल के बाद, एक मिनट से, तलाशी साहब रुक जाइए. तलाशी साहब एक मिनट रुक जाइए। जम्मू कश्मीर को 6 साल के बाद एक लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली मिली है। यू रिप्रेजेंट द विल ऑफ द पीपल। इज दिस द विल ऑफ द पीपल? इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कट्स होते हैं जम्मू कश्मीर में, लंबे लंबे चौड़े चौड़े, जब बर्फ पड़ जाती है, उसके बारे में बात कर रही है। अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट इज एट 42%, उसके बारे में बात करिए। इन 2024 alone there are 53 civilians and army personnel who have been killed in Jammu and Kashmir in terror attacks, उसके बारे में बात कीजिए। आप ये क्या टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हैं और पैसा वेस्ट कर रहे हैं लोगों का?
श्रेया जी, दिस इज नॉट अबाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम। जो आपको लगता है कि टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, लोगों का पैसा वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, देखिए पब्लिक गेव अस अ क्लियर मैंडेट, और ये हमारे एक मैनिफेस्टो का बड़ा क्लियर पार्ट था कि वी विल पास अ रेजोल्यूशन ऑन व्हाट हैज बीन स्नैच्ड फ्रॉम अस विद 370-35A स्टेट, और हमने वो किया, वी डिड इट। नाउ इफ इट होल्ड्स नो सिग्निफिकेंस टू बीजेपी, अगर इनको लगता है कि ये क्रैश विन है, रेजोल्यूशन का कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, सो why did they resort to that kind of violence, the hooliganism in the assembly? They didn't debate about it. They started fighting, jumping to the well, jumping over the desks, and you know how they acted in the assembly. If it holds no significance, then on the streets they started hitting to the protests and burning the effigies and all that. If it holds no significance, like he said, Pathania Saab said, कि कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता इससे, then why this commotion? Why this? Why didn't they debate? पार्लियामेंट में, if you remember, पार्लियामेंट में जब 370 abrogation हुआ, so the parliamentarians, our parliamentarians, they went out, they did the protest, they didn't do what these BJP guys did today in the on the floor of the house. So the point is clear. It was the part of the manifesto. We had clearly, public gave us the mandate. People of even leave aside these the MLAs of the BJP. Have you seen anybody from Jammu protesting about the resolution? No, they're not. Everybody is happy because everybody wants to get what was snatched from us on August 5th, 2019. So nobody in Jammu, leave aside Kashmiris. Kashmiris gave us a mandate, that's fair enough. But Jammu people are happy with what we did. We passed a resolution, except these, BJP people. Everybody is quite happy with the resolution. I don't think, rather than debating, they should have debated about it.
How is everybody quite happy with the resolution?
Focusing. Yes, that's
the fact is that Jammu voted for the BJP. Umesh Tarashi ji, I am going to get back to again the moot question.
They should have been. Hang on.
The moot question is, who rules Jammu and Kashmir right now? The National Conference. You are the ones who've got the mandate of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Kashmir more than Jammu, but that's a separate story. You are the ones in power, right? It is your job to ensure that the first assembly session in 6 years actually discussing things that matter to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. It is your job to ensure that things like this don't happen.
No, what matters to the people of Jammu and Kashmir is what was snatched from us on August 5th, 2019. Our rights were taken away. That's what matters to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And we passed the resolution. That was the first business step. Statehood matters to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. And we passed a resolution with the cabinet approval. This is what matters for the people of Jammu and Kashmir. This is what is the priority for the people of Jammu and Kashmir.